back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS soaps, both the young and the restless, and the bold and the beautiful. And this is the recap for the bold and the beautiful for August 2nd, 2022. So we find out what Deacon's decision is about SHEILA, and Finn, Steffy, and the kids are finally all reunited. So before we unpack all of this, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Also, make sure your notification bells are turned on so you can be updated every time we post, and don't forget to like and share. So what we see here is a continuation from yesterday's episode where Steffy can't believe her eyes that Finn is actually alive, and in front of her face she can actually touch him and see him and feel him. Now, while that's going on, both Tridge is confused on why they haven't been able to locate their daughter. They have been pretty much looking all over Monaco to try to track her down, but it's kind of bittersweet because on the flip side, even though they can't track down their daughter, they are also worried about Sheila Carter and also trying to get news back home that everything seemed to be okay. So they didn't know who to call first. They was wondering, well, do I call my father? Do I call Thomas? Do I call Brooke? Well, while they're trying to figure all of that out, we got Steffy still trying to figure out how the heck did Finn even exist anymore. But it didn't take that long for them to embrace each other. Finn, couldn't wait to hold her in her arms, and it was a beautiful scene to see. I'm finally glad that this whole thing is over. These two are still concerned about the fact that they haven't heard from Steffy or Finn. Well, worry no more. Finn shows up. And of course, she's happy to know that her parents are here because she didn't know that they were even there, right? But just the fact that they are all reunited, they're all happy, they're wondering where the kids are because, of course, Steffy want to make sure that he's seen the kids, and of course he has. But what was so funny is Taylor wanting to be a tourist in this moment and take pictures just to, I guess, send it back home. And I'm like, this is not a time for pictures. I guess maybe so, because they wanted proof to show to the world that, of course, Finn is alive. But everybody is just excited, over the moon. Steffy is she can't believe that this is happening. Now, with this story comes her wanting to know everything. Well, he had to give some details. He kind of gave her the Cliff Notes version where his mom smuggled him out of the hospital, and, the doctors gave up on him, but she's nursed him back to health. And here comes SHEILA, and SHEILA took over after my mom, and it's a mess. Now, what was interesting was Steffy's response, because she couldn't understand in that moment why Lee didn't even tell her that he was alive. Now, remember, if you guys go back, Lee originally was pissed off about the drama surrounding the Forsters and how SHEILA is connected to them, and really didn't want Finn back with them. But somewhere in the storyline, it switched. Go figure. So Brooke calls Ridge. She wants to know what's going on. And I guess Ridge didn't know that Brooke knew, because Liam had already told her that, Finn was alive. But what she didn't know is that SHEILA is still on the loose, because the cops dropped the ball once again. And of course, she's shocked by that. So, he's putting her on high alert to be careful, because Sheila Carter, our friendly neighborhood psychopath, is roaming the streets. But I'm just glad that these two are finally reunited. It's been a long, grueling 4.5 months. Now, granted, I gotta say, Jacqueline McInnes Woods, she had to go on maternity leave because she was pregnant with her third son. So they had to figure out some kind of way to do this storyline to incorporate Jacqueline's pregnancy. And I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, some things were unrealistic, like Sheila and Lee and Finn jumping up out of a coma and running out to Monaco, but it's the soaps, right? But, of course, he don't want to talk about Sheila at this point. And I don't blame him, because it's like what's important is the fact that they're together. And he didn't even want her stressing over this whole Lee thing. Hope, on the flip side, was wondering about this whole Sheila thing and how she was able to get away, and, why is she out on the streets again? And Brooke was like, look, just be happy that Finn and Steffy is together. And, Hope is like, okay, fine, I guess so. But it's a crazy, crazy thing. I mean, Sheila keeps the show going. I just gotta say, she is hilarious. And at the end of it all, now the kids, Finn, Steffy, everybody's reunited. Now, I'm wondering how long this romance is going to last. Now, I'm going to enjoy it for the moment, but soap romances only last for so long. So we'll see how all of this unfolds. Taylor bring the kids in, and I thought this was a really, really great scene. They had the baby girl run to him in slow motion. And of course, Hayes, he finally is reunited with both the kids, because Hayes is, of course, people were worried about whether he was going to grow up without a father. And this particular scene right here, I thought was so, so cute. That little boy is adorable, whoever the little actor is. But the whole scene with the four of them being reunited, I just thought that was a tearjerker. It's an end to this whole saga. So we'll see how it goes and where it goes from here with this whole thing. But everybody's back together. Tridge is happy. What's going to happen with them? I heard a little spoiler about that they're going to share a kiss while in Monaco, being so happy about this whole reuniting of their daughter's family together. So that's going to be interesting. I know you all didn't think I forgot about Deacon's decision to protect SHEILA or not, because we remember that Lieutenant Baker showed up surprisingly, and SHEILA is begging, she's pleading, and of course Deacon's whole future is on the line because he's harboring a fugitive if he doesn't say anything about, the fact that SHEILA is in his place. Now, I was wondering, because it left us with that cliffhanger about what he was going to do. So this is what he decided to do. He decided to protect her. He decided to create this whole scene like he was taking a shower and he poured water all over himself and his hair. And for the moment, remember yesterday he told his coworker, or he thought that he wasn't going to work today. Now all of a sudden he's working today. Well, at least that's what he told Lieutenant Baker. And Lieutenant Baker's, look, hey, I need to know where SHEILA Carter is. Have you heard from her? Has she been here? And Deacon lied by saying, no, I haven't seen her. I don't know where she is. I'm sorry I can't help you, but I got to go to work. And, Lieutenant Baker walked away. So we think. We don't know. SHEILA comes out of the back room thanking him for protecting her. And he's like, look, this wasn't about you. This was about me. But then she goes into this whole thing hanging over his head, everything that she's done for him. And that's what normally psychopaths and sociopaths do. They do things because they need to use that later as a way to kind of make you feel guilty and say, hey, I did all this for you. Now you got to do something for me. I helped save your life. But I will say Deacon came back with, I wasn't a fugitive on the run when you helped me. So that doesn't match. So cut the crap, SHEILA. But yeah, you can tell by the look on his face. He's like, I'm not buying it. I don't care if you try to make me feel guilty. I don't care if you give me 101 explanations about how you didn't want this to happen and how this was a mistake and how, Steffi is with her son now, and oh my God, it's a great situation. I absolutely love the fact that it was interesting, to say the least, even though I hate the fact that Deacon did not, and shall I say, did not actually tell the cops where she was. Now, he decided that he was going to leave out the house because the cops are probably watching. So he want to make sure the story still stand that he was going to work. And yeah, he decided that he's going to leave her in the house by herself and that she need to get gone before he gets back. And I'm like, really? So obviously, and it left us with this as a cliffhanger. So we don't know. We saw him leave, but we don't know what Sheila's going to do. Is she going to get caught as she try to leave out the back? Or is she going to get away and disappear into the night? We'll have to wait and see. But it's always a running storyline when it comes to Sheila Carter. She keeps the show on, keep us as the fan on our toes. But, I'm here for it, especially for good daytime drama. What about you? I hope you enjoy it as well, because I know I do. So there you have it. That is your Bold and the Beautiful recap for August 2nd, 2022. I hope you enjoyed this, and take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, and please don't forget to like and share. Bye.